Hey everybody, Poopy's here,
And Mustache Man.
and we are coming to you live from the quarantine zone.
Yep, we're all separated.
Yeah, we have to keep our social distancing.
You gotta keep them separated.
Which I was supportive of.
Oh yeah.
I like being next to that guy.
But anyways, we decided it's been too long. We need to get a video out to our loyal, fans.
Yeah, and this one will go out specifically to one of our fans, Mr. Fernandez.
Yeah, we drew his name out of a hat, and he's our fan today.
Yeah, all of the entries went in there. The one, and it was him. So
congratulations. Today we are talking about what would you do, how would you survive if you were thrust into a fairy tale and had to shoot your way out?
yeah. And the thing about fairies and fairy tales, their weakness is like iron,
Yeah.
magic. Yeah, they use magic against you, and their weakness is iron.
Yeah, so you want big iron.
Right, some big irons. And to fight against their little magic, the iron you'd use, well, the iron I'd use something like a 44 or a 45 or a 357.
You got too many guns, mister.
Yeah, really any of them work as long as it's a big iron. So,
Yeah, big irons will do the trick.
yeah, because they're allergic to iron or whatever.
Yeah, and the bigger the better. So, but let's get serious and let's get particular.
Yeah, specifics.
Specifics here.
Specificities.
One of the fae or fairies or whatever, leprechauns.
Yeah, very popular. They can pop up anywhere. They can pop up in the hood.
Bitch, welcome to the hood, baby.
In space.
Right.
Anywhere.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
So
Right.
you gotta be able to defend yourself against them pretty much anywhere. Luckily, their weaknesses are everywhere in America. They have been since, 30 something.
Yeah. Well, you gotta
ended.
think about this. What are leprechauns?
They're little magical Irishmen.
Right. And what is an Irishman's weakness?
Alcohol.
I see you're already stocked up.
It's not racist, I'm Irish.
You don't have to be hard asses, do you?
Yeah, it's St. Paddy's Day. Everyone's Irish tonight. Why don't you just pull up a stool and have a drink with us?
Oh, well, anyway, beer. The little guys love beer.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Paddy's Day just passed. It's the end of March.
Yeah.
So you get the little guy some beers.
Yeah, little beers.
Whatever you got would work. But after you give him beers, then what do you do?
Well, once he's good and liquored up, he'll be an easy target. You can take him out with anything. A little gun for a little guy.
And I got a little gun here. This is a .22 revolver, and it's also an iron because it's a revolver. So that'll work against him. And it's just a little guy, a little .22.
That'll do the trick.
Yeah. So okay, the leprechaun threat has been taken out.
Yeah. Jolly good.
Yeah. No more drunk little Irishmen. The next threat.
There's. He always kind of reminded me of a leprechaun. I thought he was supposed to be smaller in his story. I don't know. Rumpelstiltskin.
Hi, my name is what? My name is
Rumpelstiltskin.
Ooh.
Who
Yeah.
I always almost mispronounce his name, which ironically is his weakness, his name.
Right. His name is his weakness. Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. Which pretty long name. We thought of something to deal with this little bastard.
We figured it out. See, what we'd have to do to fight Rumpelstiltskin with his own name is write his name on a bullet and shoot him with it.
Problem? Long name. Rumpelstiltskin? Ugh.
Yeah. Luckily, I do have a gun that shoots big enough bullets to where I wrote the entire name out onto one bullet, and I still had space to spare. And that was my Smith & Wesson 500. So
The biggest
that's a
of
big
iron.
old barrel. And yeah, Rumpelstiltskin bullet 500. Take him out.
You'd be like, oh no, my bullet with my name, my one weakness.
Yeah, and I think you'd have to spin me gold or something after I shot him. I think
Yeah.
that's the deal.
Probably. All those fairies are all about like wishes and so forth. With know, wish mastering and genies, and like stay tuned. That might be another episode.
Right. I'm more a fan of Death Wish, with Bronson, and even the new one was good.
That's also a name related thing, right?
Death Wish.
Was that the one where he writes? Oh, that's Death Note.
Yeah, that's Death Note.
You're right.
Different death, but where I'm going wish related. Where guys usually something happens to his family and he goes after these guys with a bunch of sweet guns and vigilantes.
Oh yeah. I think we used a clip from the Kevin Bacon version in one of our videos.
Oh, that was Death Sentence, right?
They're all the same.
Awesome.
Anything with death in the in the title, faces of death, hilarious.
Yeah, usually it'll be a pretty good movie if it has death in the title. As just a rule.
I stole a suit in Kansas City and I was in jail.
I suppose that's why. Stop crying, I'm through with it.
I stole myself out of every good job since high school.
And whose fault is that?
I could never get anywhere because you blew me so full of hot air that I could never stand taking orders from anybody. That's whose fault.
I hear that.
Okay, so we got rid of Rumpelstiltskin. We got rid of the leprechauns. How about fighting unicorns?
Oh, I got just the thing for unicorns. See, the thing with unicorns, not to be confused with Pegasus. Pegasi?
Yeah, Pegasi is the correct plural.
Anyways, the thing you got to know about unicorns is they got that long horn. You don't want to get anywhere near it. So I got something.
Got quite a reach.
I got something.
Got quite a reach.
I got something that'll keep that pesky fucker well away from my. I got to keep that. Got to keep that horn away from me.
Yeah, you don't want that horn to get you.
This is my 357 with the 18-inch barrel.
Yeah, just a little short, but it'll do.
You know what? It's basically close quarters combat at that point with the unicorn because you got that length, that reach.
Right. Okay. So unicorn's done.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin done. Leprechaun done. What else we got?
Well, we can get into more of the specific ones, like some of those fairy tales that were real popular, like Hansel and Gretel.
The buckets are red!
What were their deal,
Yeah, well, they were home invaders, and they attacked an elderly woman, and for no reason shoved her in her own oven.
And so the witch lured Hansel and Gretel into the candy house by promising them more sweets. And she told them to look in the oven. And she was about to push them in, when lo and behold, Hansel pushed the poor defenseless witch into the oven instead, where she was burned alive.
Well, they're basically Nazis, Hansel and Greta, and
Yeah, how dare you? But they were Germans.
Yeah.
Their signature move was the oven push. So I think you'd have to, the one thing that stops a German.
Yeah, a Nazi.
Yeah, a Nazi is an American 45.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
This 45 is a nice, sweet big iron. Colt, classic Americana. And that would take out those Nazis before they could push a helpless old lady that wasn't doing anything in the oven.
Yeah, there's a lot of those in fairy tales of like, oh yeah, this little girl or whatever is just gonna come wreck everyone's shit, like Goldilocks.
Yeah, she was a burglar.
Yeah.
Her burglary was interrupted when the homeowners came home.
Mm-hmm.
What I found.
I'm sorry, I didn't think anyone lived here.
Aren't you cute? What's your name, honey?
Goldilocks. Actually, it's Gold. I was born during the 6-Day War.
Isn't she darling? Shall I waste it, dear?
Yeah, just because they're bears, it's 2020. That's fine. We're all if you can be a bear.
Yeah, I mean, some might consider you a bear. Different kind of bear, though. But so these 3 bears come back, and they find that not only did she burgle them, but she complained about her proceeds.
Yeah, adding insult to injury.
Right. Now, the thing about Goldilocks is not any gun would work to defend your house from a Goldilocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like a perfectionist in her, criminal schemes.
Right. The gun can't be like too small or too big. It has to be just right.
Just right. I got something that's just right. This is the AK-47. It's an intermediate cartridge, the 7.62x39. It's not too small like a 223. It's not too big like a 308. It's just right in the middle for that blonde-headed harlot.
Yeah. I mean, she'd try to steal all your stuff, but surprise, surprise.
Surprise,
AK time.
Bakalaka daka.
Yeah. She'd be like, oh, these bullets were just right. And then
her looting days are over.
Yeah, no more looting. Speaking of looters, with all this virus stuff going around, there has been quite a problem with looters going around.
I can't get rid of them. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Just the other day, one came, said he was going to take my senses away.
This whole eternal life thing is very high maintenance. If something goes bad, like my eyes here, you gotta replace them.
What was that about?
Wow. I think they're trying to take every single person, every one of our senses away. These guys come here and try to steal your senses. I mean, that's pretty bad, but I had like a whole group of looters come by my place the other day. And weirdly enough, they were trying to poison me with this stuff. I don't know what it is either, but they were trying to even sell it to me, but I knew what their poison was. So, didn't work.
I'll tell you what. I'll buy a cup if you buy a box of my delicious Girl Scout cookies. Do we have a deal? Are they made from real Girl Scouts?
And, I took their poison just to make sure no one else got it. Got a whole crate of it. They're trying to poison the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're joining up like that, because I had a couple and they were dressed real nice trying to confuse me, and they were talking about witnessing Jehovah.
Go see who that is and kill them for disrupting my shoot!
Okay.
Hi, my name's Joseph Young. And I'm Robert White. We're with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay. Hold on a second. Boss? Some guys from Jesus?
Cut off their balls!
I gotta cut your balls off now.
Huh?
So you didn't leave any witnesses to that one either?
No witness.
And sometimes those guys dress real serious. They wear like ties and
they'll
try to sneak in by riding bikes.
Monsters.
Yeah. All right. So what other type of looters have been around?
They're everywhere. One, here's the crazy thing. I ordered a pizza, right? Okay, yeah, pizza.
You want pizza?
This guy, this looter, shows up to my house carrying my pizza.
Well, you have to pay for your pizza, sir. That a fact? How much do I owe you?
That'll be $11.80, sir.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Cheapskate.
Hey, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. 1, 2, 10.
I saw 2 of them walking down the street. They even had a dog with them. You know, they're probably, they had an attack dog.
Mm-hmm.
They were like walking, and I was like, hey, you know, why are you trying to loot my house?
He was casing the joint.
Right. He was having his dog sniff out all my cool stuff that I got in here. You know, my laser discs and my guns. That's what I'm assuming he wanted to steal.
Mm. Well, I mean, there's still like another, I don't know, month of quarantine. You got to stay safe out there. Can't be too careful.
Right. And it probably word on the street went out like, hey, that's the guy with all those sweet, sweet laser discs. And people were like, man, I haven't seen that since like the early 90s. Then they came with their dog. And it's surprising. They were like probably in their 80s too.
Mm-hmm.
But looters could be any age.
Yeah. When people get desperate, they're running out of toilet paper and laser discs to watch. They can do anything.
Right.
So.
Okay. So any other type of threats?
No, we pretty much covered it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now all you have to do is stay within 6 feet away from people or whatever.
Yeah.
If only we could get a round that could actually take out the virus.
Oh.
I would shoot every single one of those. You know, it'd be a lot of bullets, but it'd be worth it.
Like viruses are little. So it has to be a little bullet.
All right. Probably need an optic for that one.
Yeah.
Or like a microscopic.
A microscope. Microscope.
Yeah, that's why I said microscopic.
Yeah.
That's what
you
you
have
need.
A micro penis.
Well, you know, that's kind of that, but you know, not the same.
We are the tangent masters.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe like a little 22 guy instead of like a
Giving you 22 shorts.
Yeah. So all right, well, we dealt with all the fairies, with our big irons.
Yeah. So, anyways, to wrap up everything, right? I think we've covered today a lot of topics, you know, in case any of our viewers find themselves trapped in a fairy tale or are just enjoying their quarantine days and are accosted by any other human, basically, you know.
Right. If any other human dares to even be in your presence, it's a threat.
Yeah, it's a threat because they could have the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. So if you guys learned anything today, you're welcome.
You are welcome.